I want to give you a backstage pass into Real's private label program. We recently launched the private label program where we allow independent brokerages who have already built a brand in their marketplace to be able to port their brand over, keep their brand while coming to Real. Now, all I wanted to do in this video is to share some options on what actually the private label program is, kind of how it works, to give everybody a sense of the options that are available to them in this marketplace. So hopefully this is helpful to you. This is our way of sharing our playbook with you so that you can see if it's the right fit for you, your family, and your team. So let's kind of break this down overall. Last week, Real announced that we're going to allow for a private label, which is to have independent brokerages in North America keep their brands that they've built in their marketplace over a long time and still come to Real while taking advantage of everything that Real offers. So today I'm going to actually share with you exactly what I shared with several members of our Real community, which is how exactly does Real private label program work. I want to talk to you to about three really big pieces. Piece number one is kind of like the rationale. Like why? Why is this important? Piece number two is the machinery, right? The machinery on kind of how exactly all of this works. And piece number three is the structuring. And the specific details that are actually at play here so that you know if this works for you or not. So let's actually kind of jump into it very quickly. So I want to understand business rationale first. So let me give you the truth that no one really will share with you. We have the real state of affairs is that there are roughly 900,000 plus agents that are with independent brokerages in North America. Specifically in the US. Of that, about 100,000 actual indies overall. And it's amazing because and roughly about each independent has roughly 4 to 40 agents from the last kind of study that we read. So there's the vast majority of the opportunity is with independents. Now, interesting things have happened over the last kind of 12, 18, 24 months. And the first one is we've noticed that there's a lot of selling principles. So selling principles as part of these independent brokerages. Number two is that they've built great brands over many, many years in their marketplace. But number three, a lot of people don't understand this, that number three, there's a lot of headwinds right now. And we have several independents thinking about why they should continue being independent, and they want something special. And here's the thing that they want that is special. I'm going to try to draw this, and you may appreciate it. I'm going to try to draw a cake. So independents are looking for a way in which they can have their cake and eat it too, which means, can I, one, keep my brand? Number two, can I overlay my model? So overlay my economic model. So maybe it's your splits, your caps, your fees. You get to overlay that so that you don't have to give up on any of it. And the third is, can I get myself positioned for growth and scale? And what that means is without having new infrastructure investment, because that's where it gets really, really hard. And so what does that mean overall? Overall, it means plugging into a platform of possibilities. Now, private label in and of itself, I'll be very honest with you, private label in and of itself has been done for a long time. But private label is not a business model. Private label is just a feature. Private label is just a Lego block. Private label reduces transition time and allows you to utilize what you built to have your cake and eat it too. If it's a straight up, if your entire business model is private label, then that's strange because you got to have more than that to offer, right? So the key part here is let's say we were talking about these various Lego blocks. And I'll name a few. Maybe you say I've built a great culture over time and I want to plug into another amazing culture. So you have that. Or you can say, okay, cool. Well, I'm the only ones doing training. Can I plug into a ecosystem of training? Can I plug into a training-based company that can up my skills overall in this process? You can do that. can I actually, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to sell my business because that's what the market actually allows right now, but can I get synthetic equity where I can be a smaller piece but a much bigger pie and still be able to monetize the equity that I built? Number 4, can I actually have a great North American footprint where now I can still have an advantage in the living room, in the boardroom, with clients, with agents, with the referral network? Can I actually build and have access to tech and tools that I don't have to invest in at all in this process and is already built for me? And most importantly, can I activate other forms of revenue? Maybe revenue share, maybe retirement, maybe additional JV revenue, maybe the stock component. Can we add additional revenue components that are helpful? And can this continue in perpetuity as a legacy play for my family? That's the entire reason for the overall rationale and market opportunity. So now let's talk about the machinery, and I want to tell you how this actually works. And I'm going to give you a breakdown more than what anybody else will actually care to tell you. So let me tell you how we have structured our program. Maybe it'll benefit you as we're sharing the full playbook with you. So our eligibility around this is that this is not open to everybody because it doesn't matter for everybody. So we believe that independent brokerages, indie brokerages, in good standing, are eligible for our Rails private label program. Additionally, we have to also ensure that that the market allows for this. So we have to structure it because it's not available. It's available in some fashion in all jurisdictions, but it's not as easy to do. So we have to structure and see what is available in each market. So for us, we want to make sure that we can actually do the private label in the market that you're looking for, right? Which is keep your brand and still come to Real. Now, mechanically speaking, what does that actually mean? So let me take you through mechanically what this means, and this is more information than you've gotten before. So let's say Real is a brokerage in California, right? There's a lot more pieces to this puzzle, but let me explain the key pieces overall. The first piece is there has to be some, kind of government filing, right? With, say, the Secretary of State, and you want to be the legal operating entity that does business in that state. So we have that component. Then you have a broker of record component, where we know one person takes responsibility for operating this licensed entity. Then we have boards, MLSs, and other organized bodies that we have to be in compliance with or understand how to work with. And fourth, we also have to be in compliance with the Department of Real Estate in that state. So now there's other pieces to this puzzle, but at a very high level, these pieces need to be in place for it to happen. So, but let's say, great, now there's a independent brokerage wanting to join Real. Well, if there's an indie wanting to join Real, something similar has to happen. And it's amazing that no one has actually taken the time to explain to any of you how this works. So what's the first thing that needs to happen? So we need to make sure that the government stuff, the LLC, the DBAs, all of the organizational documents are done correctly. Then we need to make sure that everything is good with the DRE. Then we need to make sure that that we're following all the rules of the boards and MLSs and organized bodies in that jurisdiction. And then we actually have to set up the right broker of record infrastructure. There's actually multiple ways this works, and it works on a jurisdiction by jurisdiction basis as to whether we take over or we have another broker. Again, complex process, but mechanically speaking, it takes a little bit to do, but we are now, we are equipped to doing that, and we've already done this in 5 different markets. This brings me to a really, really important point, which is branding. So let's say Sharran Realty in California, right? I'm going to say Sharran Realty. So let's say Sharran Realty has 100 agents in the state of California. And say I have a beautiful logo. See, this is my logo. Sharran Realty, right? So what is the branding requirements in private label? So here's what it is. So let me actually explain this to you. The branding requirements is it's your choice. It is your choice. So you have kind of 3 big things that we have seen several of our independents do. Thing number 1 is that they keep the brand and don't use any form of real branding. That's totally cool. So you can do that if you would like. Number 2, you can use a powered by or a brokered by or a partnered with real. That's totally cool too as a tagline because it allows you to showcase that you're part of a much larger brand, and it may help you with growth and revenue share and all of those components as well. Or number 3, you could do a co-brand if you wanted. And interestingly, most of our folks that we've done private label with have chosen to co-brand. You don't have to. They've chosen to co-brand because now it allows them to showcase the partnership with Real so that they can spread the message. They can have a bigger network. They can help their clients. They can allow for growth. All that happens that they could not do as their own independent. The problem with being an independent is you have the independent, but you can't really showcase the network that you have. Again, the branding is you can do whatever you want because you're compliant in that marketplace, and it's your choice. You can keep it. You can do powered by. You can do co-brand. Again, whatever you would like. So you must be thinking, all right, I have a bunch of questions, Sharran. Can you rapid fire these questions for me? So I'm going to take you through a few questions overall. Question number 1 is that we get often is this. Hey, in what states and provinces is the private label program available? So here's what I would do. I would talk to your favorite real agent. And your favorite real agent can take you through the process and tell you where we are in the process in each of these states and provinces and how you can actually get up and running. By the way, it's the field is wide open, and all you have to do is kind of talk to them, and we can take you through the process. Number 2, are there any co-branding requirements for private label? No. We just want you to do. It's your choice. It's your choice, and you can do whatever you think is best for you. Have your cake and eat it too. Do the private label teams have a different compensation model at Real? No. It's the exact same model that we have for all our existing Real teams, and you get to plug in. So you still get the same high splits, low caps, so you can be up and running right away and keep more of the money and put it back into the growth of your business. Can private label teams operate across state lines, and how does it affect caps? So here's how this works. So yes, you can operate across state lines. That is totally good, as long as you have agents licensed in each of the states that you're operating in, because Real is licensed in all 50 and in the key provinces in Canada. So if you have agents on your team that are licensed in multiple states, as long as they're licensed in those states, they can work across state lines. As far as caps go, we only have one cap. So our cap is based on a per head basis. So it doesn't matter how many states you're licensed in where you do deals. You only have one set of economics. That way you don't have to double up your economics, right? Which is good. Can Real private label teams receive revenue share? Yes. So our entire revenue share platform is completely open to all our private label teams. So even though you come on and have your own private label, we have the entire Real revenue share model, which is extremely lucrative, is at your disposal. So you get that starting day one, which if you brought a team of 15, 20 people over right away, it instantly will translate into revenue share. Can private label teams take advantage of all the stock programs and awards at Real? Yes. So yes, you're still private label, but you're also part of the Real ecosystem. So yes, you can take advantage of both the awards that we give out, and the stock purchase plan plus the bonus that we have in place that allows you to build and grow your long-term world. Can private label teams operate on their own business model? Yes. How this works is Real has its business model, which is a baseline of splits, caps, and fees. That's very simple. And you can overlay the independent brokerage model on top. And we have a software configuration capability called Pro Teams that we've launched that allows you to bolt your model on top of ours. And it's pretty powerful. Can commercial brokerages join Real under private label? Yes. Any brokerage that is licensed to operate in North America in their real estate business with the Department of Real Estate, et cetera, is eligible for this. So please contact your favorite real agent, and they will walk you through the process. We get this asked a lot. Is there a contract period, or does Real keep my brand? We've seen a lot of companies say, oh yeah, we're going to help you do private label, but you have to stay with us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's crazy. It's your brand. You're an independent. You built this brand, which is amazing. You're bringing it to Real, which is amazing. We appreciate that. But for some reason, if this doesn't work for you and you want to leave Real and go back to being an independent, We appreciate that. We failed you. That's our fault. Why should we hold on to your brand? So there's no contract in us keeping your brand. We are 100% good with releasing your brand as soon as if you ever want to leave Real. So wanted to give you that big overview of how it works, the private label program works. If this is beneficial to you and you think this is something you want to explore, please contact your favorite Real agent, or if you don't know one, just message us and we are happy to support you in any way we can. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you for giving me the chance to do this. Please, this is not meant as a hard sales pitch or anything like that. We've been getting a lot of inbound questions and I wanted to make sure it was crystal clear to everybody and wanted to share this in a true spirit of collaboration, because I have not seen this been shared in this level of detail anywhere. Even the companies that do this, they do it like, hey, book a call and I'll tell you more about this. Well, I think we're in a place where we can share all this freely so that you can make great decisions, because when you don't know your options, you don't have any. So that was our playbook. If you want us to walk through it with you to give you a deeper sense of it, we're very happy to do that. Contact your favorite Real agent and we'll take you through the process and see if this is a good fit for you, your team, and your family.